In the quiet limestone hills outside Beijing lies a cave system that once held the most extraordinary clues to our shared human past. Fossils, fragile, irreplaceable fragments of early humanity. Bones and teeth that told us a story stretching back nearly 500,000 years. They were known as Peking Man. But today, those original bones no longer exist in any museum, any laboratory, or any archive. Instead, they are the center of one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. In the chaos of World War II, the fossils vanished without a trace. Were they destroyed in the fog of war? Stolen and hidden in a forgotten chest? Sunk beneath the waves of the Pacific? Or are they still, even now, locked away in some private collection, the secret guarded for generations? This is the story of how a discovery that could illuminate humanity's origins instead became one of archaeology's most enduring mysteries, the disappearance of Peking Man. To understand what was lost, we must first understand what was found. In the early 1920s, a Swedish geologist named Johan Gunnar Andersson began exploring caves near Zhoukoudian, not far from Beijing. He suspected the region's limestone hills might preserve ancient traces of early humans. His hunch proved correct. By 1921, explorers uncovered fragments of ancient tools and fossilized remains. Soon, an international team joined the effort. Among the scientists was Canadian anatomist Davidson Black, who would later describe the first fossilized teeth of what he called Sinanthropus pekinensis. This was not a modern human, but a distant ancestor, a species we now know as Homo erectus. The finds electrified the world of anthropology. Here in the hills of northern China were bones and skulls, showing that human ancestors had lived in Asia hundreds of thousands of years ago. Excavations accelerated. By the 1930s, under the guidance of Chinese paleontologist Pei Wenzhong and later his student Jia Lampo, the Zhoukoudian caves yielded over 200 fossils belonging to at least 40 individuals. It was one of the richest collections of early human remains ever uncovered. Alongside the fossils were stone tools and evidence of fire use, painting a vivid picture of life in the distant past. For scientists, the implications were enormous. Peking Man offered proof that early humans had migrated far beyond Africa, adapting to harsh environments and mastering the use of fire long before modern humans appeared. But just as quickly as Peking Man had captured the imagination of the world, fate would intervene. The 1930s were not a stable time for China. Political turmoil and foreign aggression cast long shadows over the nation. As Japanese forces advanced, Beijing, then called Peking, became increasingly unsafe. The scientific community faced a haunting question: how to protect the priceless fossils. By 1937, with the outbreak of the Second Sino-Japanese War, danger was imminent. Yet excavation continued as best it could, even as bombs fell not far from the site. The fossils were transferred for safekeeping to the Peking Union Medical College, where they were carefully cataloged, stored, and studied. Scientists knew that treasures could not remain there forever. War had a way of consuming everything in its path. And so, in late 1941, a desperate plan was made. The fossils would be shipped out of China for safekeeping in the United States. The fossils were packed into 2 strong wooden crates. Inside lay skulls, jaws, teeth, and bones that told the story of nearly 500,000 years of human evolution. Their destination, the American Museum of Natural History in New York. The fossils were entrusted to U.S. Marines stationed in China. These men would escort the crates to the coast, where they would be loaded onto a ship bound for America. The plan was simple. The crates would leave Peking by convoy, reach the port of Qinhuangdao or possibly Tanggu, and from there sail safely across the Pacific. But the fossils never made it. On December 7, 1941, the world changed. Japanese forces launched their attack on Pearl Harbor. Hours later, Japan invaded Allied holdings across the Pacific, including northern China. The carefully arranged convoy never left Peking, The crates of fossils vanished in the chaos of war. What happened next is a mystery that has haunted historians for over 80 years. Some say the fossils were captured by Japanese forces, perhaps destroyed or spirited away to Tokyo. Others believe they were loaded onto a ship, the SS President Harrison, which ran aground while fleeing Shanghai, its cargo lost to the sea. Another theory suggests the Marines buried the crates somewhere near a Chinese railway station, hoping to recover them later, only for the secret to be lost. Yet, despite countless investigations, no trace of the fossils has ever been found. The disappearance of the Peking Man fossils is not merely a tale of bad luck. It is a puzzle filled with secrecy, betrayal, and unanswered questions. Even today, rumors persist of crates hidden in Japanese warehouses or bones tucked away in the private collection of a soldier who did not understand their value. What is certain is this: the original fossils are gone. All that remains are the plaster casts made before their disappearance, copies that preserve their shape, but not their substance. The loss is incalculable. Without the original fossils, entire avenues of research, DNA, isotopic analysis, microscopic wear studies, remain forever closed. And so, the mystery lingers. How could such priceless artifacts vanish into the fog of war? Who last saw the crates before they disappeared? And might they still, against all odds, exist somewhere, waiting to be rediscovered? The search for Peking Man has never stopped, but every lead raises new questions, and every clue seems to dissolve into shadows.